Bonjour tout le monde, comment allez-vous? Je m'appelle Herman. Welcome back. This is Herman. Today's lesson will be actually a review. We're going to review how to form questions in French. L'interrogation. Interrogations, questions. Les phrases interrogatives. Interrogative sentences. If you remember correctly, last time we've learned two ways of asking questions in French. We've learned about l'intonation montante, the rising intonation, and also the est-ce method. These were the two methods that we have studied so far. So let's look at the following sentences. And again, this is just a review. Tu parles l'italien. Tu parles l'italien. As you can see, this is a question. We have a question mark at the end. Tu parles l'italien. You speak Italian. Tu parles l'italien. Next one. Elle habite dans ce quartier. Elle habite dans ce quartier. She lives in this neighborhood. Elle habite dans ce quartier. And number 3. Est-ce que ça marche bien? Est-ce que ça marche bien? Does it work well? Does it function well? Again. Est-ce que ça marche bien? And finally, est-ce que vous arrivez maintenant? Est-ce que vous arrivez maintenant? Are you coming now? So, these four sentences are using either the intonation method or the est-ce method, right? So let's review quickly the major characteristics of the intonation method and the est-ce method. So we've said that for the intonation method, l'intonation montante, first, what we had to do was to write or say any sentence, like really any sentence in the declarative form. And we simply, let me correct this one, and we simply place a question mark at the end of it. This was the first step. And again, this is done quite quickly. So you would not have to do it step by step, but just think about it this way. Think of any sentence in a declarative form. Declarative form, a sentence, a declaration, you just state something, right? For example, il a une maison. This is a declarative sentence where we just declare, we just state something. He has a house. Il a une maison. That's step 1. Now, step number 2, we need to, when we verbalize, when we utter this sentence, we need to be sure to raise the intonation at the end. In this case, maison. And we will place a question mark, of course, since this is a question. So, from il a une maison, he has a house, to il a une maison. As you can see, maison will be, you could hear the intonation. Il a une maison. Does he have a house? He has a house. Il a une maison. So, this is how you will form a question using the intonation method. Let me have another example. Elle danse bien. She dances well. Elle danse bien. Elle danse bien. She dances well. If I wanted to ask, she dances well, like does she dance well? I would say, elle danse bien. Again, elle danse bien. So you could see that from a declarative sentence, you could obtain a question by using the intonation method without changing much. Just the intonation at the end of the sentence should be raised a little bit and simply put a question mark at the end. Okay? Now, how about the est-ce method? The est-ce method is also quite easy. We will also start with a declarative sentence like the one above. Il a une maison. He has a house. Il a une maison. He has a house. And in order to turn this one into the est-ce method, a question using the est-ce method, you simply place est-ce here at the beginning, right before il a une maison. So it will be est-ce qu'il a une maison? Does he have a house? Of course, we need to put a question mark. Est-ce qu'il a une maison? Now, the que will turn into a QU apostrophe because il here start with an I, the letter E, right? And so we have a vowel, so we need to remove the E and place a QU apostrophe. And this way it will flow better. So, est-ce qu'il a une maison? Does he have a house? That's how you will do it. Now, let me move this one on the side. Okay, so don't forget the question mark, of course. And so that's how you will form the intonation method and the est-ce method. Quite easy. Remember that the intonation method is a casual way of asking a question, while the est-ce method is both casual and formal. So it's like you could use it to address, let's say, your boss, to ask a question to a boss, or to ask a question to, let's say, a friend or a family member. So intonation, informal situations, casual. Est-ce could be both casual and formal. All right, so let's continue. So let's focus a bit on the intonation method. Here are sentences in the declarative form, and here are sentences turned into questions based on the declarative sentences. So, tu parles français. This will be a good oral exercise. Tu parles français. Tu parles le français. You speak French. Tu parles le français. Do you speak French? Papa arrive bientôt. Papa arrive bientôt. Is Dad coming soon? Vous terminez à 10 heures. You get off work at 10. Vous terminez à 10 heures. Ils jouent au foot. Ils jouent au foot. Elles rencontrent leurs amis ce soir. Elles rencontrent leurs amis ce soir. Nous dansons tout le week-end. Nous dansons tout le week-end. So this is how you will have interrogative sentences using the intonation method. How about the est-ce method? Now, using the same sentences. Tu parles le français. Est-ce que tu parles le français? Again, est-ce que tu parles le français? Papa arrive bientôt. Est-ce que papa arrive bientôt? Vous terminez à 10 heures. Est-ce que vous terminez à 10 heures? Ils jouent au foot. Est-ce qu'ils jouent au foot? Elles rencontrent leurs amis ce soir. Est-ce qu'elles rencontrent leurs amis ce soir? Nous dansons tout le week-end. Est-ce que nous dansons tout le week-end? So these will be sentences using the est-ce method. So this is the review which I think would be useful if you have forgotten how to form questions in French using the intonation or est-ce method. So I hope you found it useful. This time there won't be any quiz at the end of this lesson. Just go back to either the intonation method lesson or the est-ce method lesson to do or redo the activities again, and or simply come up with a few declarative sentences of your own and just turn them into questions, okay? And post your answers in the French lab, and I'll be happy to listen to them and give you any tips if necessary. Merci et à très bientôt. Au revoir. Bye bye.